I currently serve as the chair of the Northampton district, and I've done that for 7 years, but that is just about to come to an end. I come from the north of England. I'm married to Ian, who's a retired GP. I've got 3 adult children. Before I became a Methodist minister, I was a physiotherapist working in the NHS, working in stroke rehabilitation. So as well as being chair of the Northampton district, I'm currently a president of Churches Together in England. I'm the Free Church president because I'm a moderator of the Free Churches group, which is a collection of more than 30 of the smaller Protestant free churches. And that's led me into some interesting situations, including taking part in a coronation and before that, of course, the funeral of the late Queen.
I am a district safeguarding officer and I work in the 2 districts in the North East, the Darlington district and the Newcastle district, and I've been doing that for about 9 years now. Prior to that, I worked in education in a range of roles, but mostly with small children or children with emotional social behaviour difficulties. I'm married to David and he is a presbyter. And this is our 30th year in circuit. We have 2 daughters and a grandson.
Our theme is taken from a text from the prophet Isaiah in chapter 1 and verse 17, where the prophet says to the people, "Learn to do what is right, seek justice and defend the oppressed." And we were keen in our theme this year to build on the work that's already been begun, brilliant work on what it is for the Methodist Church to be a justice-seeking church. So we would like to spend the year helping to build some bricks, as it were, on the foundation of that report and that piece of work, which is already, I think, going great guns within the life of the church, but we wanted to be able to give it some more focused attention.
As Helen said, this theme builds on some significant pieces of work that have been done in the church in the past few years, particularly in my mind, the Walking with Michael report, the Justice, Dignity and Solidarity strategy, and the Theology of Safeguarding report. There are some fundamental key themes that run through all those pieces of work that are summed up in that text from Isaiah. And I think building on this idea of the justice-seeking and inclusive church is really important to me.
In the presidential year, I'm really looking forward to what I think I'd call a ministry of visitation, being able, in the name of the Methodist Church, to visit every part of the connection. I want to be able to pay attention to people's lived experience.
I'm looking forward to the huge privilege of meeting people around the connection and hearing their stories, hearing the stories of where things are working well and knowing why they're working well, and hearing that sense of encouragement and the huge range of expressions of church that are going on around the connection and further afield. And hearing also the stories where it's less comfortable, where people don't feel included, where they don't feel safe. I think people will be talking about the things, I hope people will be talking about the things that are really important to them and not just the things they think we want to hear. I think to understand the truth of what's going on in different situations and how different people experience church.
We're in the middle of a cost of living crisis. We're in a smaller church than we were. I'm passionate about truth-telling and being a truth-telling community. I think it's quite important that we don't take refuge in illusion and we actually say it as it is.
Some people know this, but a lot of people won't know this. As a teenager, I had pet sheep. And as a result of that, it has developed into a fairly lifelong enjoyment of woolly-based crafts, particularly crochet, but I also spin, I felted and do all sorts of other things. So a woolly-minded Methodist might sum me up.
I'm a great fan of detective fiction. The old stuff, the golden age of crime, 1920s. So the very old whodunit kind of novel. And there is a fascinating thing that a lot of clergy in lots of different churches read detective fiction. I don't know if that's because it's all about trying to find righteousness at the end, and that, you know, there's justice for some terrible thing that's happened, and there's a deep desire for that to be put right. But I'm one of the people who read a lot of older detective fiction.